Postbed.com.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros. I am your fill-in host, co-host, whatever, Rob Fox, because Ross Patterson is living under 8 feet of water right now.
There's a lot of echo in my headphones. Should I turn? I'll turn it down over here. Keep going though.
But yeah, Ross's house has been destroyed by the worst winter storm in the history of the United States, minus like 900 other winter storms. And so I am here while Ross deals with that. Dan Holloway is also here trying to unfuck his headphone situation right now. But if you are a listener or viewer or whatever, especially a long time, you know that we've moved to Austin, Texas in the last couple of months. And if you follow the news at all, you know that Austin, Texas, and Texas in general, is pretty much fucked.
Yeah. Unprepared, I think, is the phrase I would use there.
Self-fucked?
Yeah, it's funny, you know. I've been in a couple of arguments today with some people in oil and gas and some politicians about just nobody can just admit when things are things or even have a conversation about it. Like there's no room at all for any kind of conversation about anything that could be like the point should be to figure shit out. Right? Not just to fucking assign blame to the other side. That's what it is now.
Yeah.
Like Crenshaw, who you know I'm a huge fan of, and Governor Wheelchair, as they came out of the gate hot. Instead of like Crenshaw should be driving around taking hot food to people,
right,
and keeping his fucking mouth shut. You know, and I don't think Abbott can really do that because you can't really wheel uphill on ice.
I was going to say, like, maybe ski. He's
maybe,
a ski chair now.
But, yeah, they came out hot. This is what happens with fucking wind. Trump tried to warn us, man, about the wind. Fucking shut the fuck up, dude. First of all, the head of these energy agencies have already said that there's a much greater loss of wattage from thermal outages than wind.
Right.
It's not even close.
Gas and nuclear and coal, right?
Yeah.
All of them got.
Well, it's natural gas especially because it's natural gas and it's cold as fuck outside. So if the premise is wind is not a legit renewable because if it gets cold then it won't work. ... What about this other massive industry that because there's a lot of jobs and you want to protect it? That's not the only thing that happens here, right? The economy depends on energy as well. It doesn't just depend on those jobs. There has to be some balance, and we have to figure this shit out. So they're completely full of shit. And if you remember, those two specifically spent all summer talking shit about this is what happened when liberals and fucking Democrats and blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you this. Texas has Republican governor, Republican legislature, right?
Yep.
Senate and House,
Yep.
right? Republican president until a month ago, Republican Senate until a month ago, but damn Democrats, man, and their wind. And it's, you know, it's both sides. Fucking AOC was like, this is what happens when you don't have a Green New Deal. Shut up, cunt. God damn, dude. She should not fucking be allowed to speak in public.
I was saying something to someone the other day, like, this entire state could be run by Democratic socialists, but if they were Texans, it would still be the exact same situation.
Yeah, it's like Texans right now, particularly conservatives in Texas, are, to me, they kind of seem like your grandfather that wouldn't go to the hospital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, there's like a giant fucking growth on his chest. He's like, no, man, it'll fall off eventually. Like, Jesus Christ. All right, cool, man. I guess we're doing that. Makes no sense to me. We can't just admit the things that are real. Like, if you can't expect the other side to take your point and pay attention to what the fuck you're saying if the first thing that happens is you try to fucking hedge politically anytime there's an emergency. You are the governor, Abbott. Your job is to make sure people are taken care of, not to be fucking tweeting out political points, you fucking dumb bitch.
The best was Crenshaw. I don't know if you caught this. In particular, 2 days before his Twitter thread that you're referencing where he went all in on wind power, whatever the fuck.
Right.
He had a op-ed in the Daily Wire about how we shouldn't be trying to score cheap political points to please our own side.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny for him to say that too, because that's all he does.
Right.
Like if you watch all those little short videos he made over the summer and in the fall leading up to the election, it's all about, oh, the left is a danger to the country. We have to start fucking voting Republican. Like, no, we don't, dude. No, we don't. This is exactly where binary politics get it. I made this fucking point 2 weeks ago. Look at what's happening with the stock market and how easily manipulated that private industry was. And you want to trust private industry. And then look at how the government is in bed with big tech and how easily manipulated that was to influence the election in 2016 and again in 2020. And you want to fucking let them handle your shit? You want to let people that couldn't design a website handle your shit? Like, these are not fucking the only two answers that are available, motherfucker.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Get your head out of your ass.
Do you think Crenshaw will make a new video where he beats up Old Man Winter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He just airdrops into Texas. And
Yeah, he'll fucking fly in and then be standing there like this with a cape flowing in the background, and meanwhile his constituents are freezing to death. Thanks a lot, Dan, you fucking cunt.
You did it.
Yeah, calling a missile strike on my apartment complex, you know?
Yeah.
I need some warmth.
That would provide it.
Well, I mean, look, fire is cool, I guess.
Yeah. And to be fair, on the other side of this, by the way, Austin is completely run by Democrats, and they are completely unable to plow a single road here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a good case study in how both political parties are full of shit. Austin, Dallas, both run by liberals, right?
San Antonio as well.
San Antonio as well. Lesser in San Antonio than these two, than Austin, but similar.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's still like 56% in San Antonio. Here it's like 61, I think. So it's still similar, but they can't get anything done, right? The mayor's a cunt that tells you what to do and then does his own thing, which is a very leftist thing to do these days. And the good old boys in Texas are the only people that you can really count on. People like Tim Kennedy. That, you know, he's from this area, but it's Tim goddamn Kennedy.
Right.
People like Omar Villa Crispy, Dakota Meyer, people that live around here that are like legit dudes. But I've seen quite a few non-legit dudes. There's a lot of people stealing valor from Texas right now, from the Texas tough guy stuff. All these dudes that drive trucks, like my apartment complex, there's probably 30 trucks, like big ones. I'm talking about Raptors or better. Right. And you live in an apartment complex.
I assume they barely fit in the garage.
Yeah, dude, and you have to fucking go all the way around to get by. I mean, it's like, owning a truck is not a fucking personality trait. You understand that?
Hard disagree from the state.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Unbelievable with these motherfuckers.
And by the way, they have that huge truck, and how well do they do when it gets a little icy on the road?
Oh, man. I drove around. So when the ice first started, I guess it was Monday, right?
Sunday night. Or
Well,
Sunday day.
Monday morning is when I went out and about.
Okay.
Monday morning, just driving around doing weird shit, and you know, I was just bored, to be honest, because I knew we weren't going to be shooting that day because power was out here and all that stuff. So I just drove around to see what it was like. A lot of people in front wheel drive cars. You know, I try not to judge them too much because they probably, one, don't have any experience with this, and two, maybe it was an emergency. They had to do something. I get it.
Right.
But that's still like not a great idea to be driving a front wheel drive car with ice in the road. But all these dudes in trucks that cannot handle driving a truck in the snow. It wasn't even ice yet. It was still snow at that point.
Right.
Right? Like, come on, man. Jesus. It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. It's like, I don't know what it's like. It's like you bring your fucking girlfriend to family dinner the first time and your uncle shows up and he starts talking about conspiracy theories. Like, God damn it, motherfucker. It's kind of like that, except for, you know, you're trading on the clout of Texans, like this tough guy image that Texas dudes used to have. Done. There's like, I mean, I don't want to go all Andy Rooney or anything, but goddamn, it seems like that whole thing has disappeared at this point.
The tough guy. I mean, I would assume if you went out to like Midland or something, you'd find a lot of hard ass motherfuckers carrying big pieces of equipment around or something like that.
Anywhere there's oil rigs. Yeah, there's tough dudes out there.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that works in O&G is having issues right now because they know that shit can go sideways at any moment. But there's a lot of stuff that that's really easy to do that people just didn't prepare. Like you should have. Tim Kennedy had a good post about it the other day. Actually, it's he was talking about 2 years ago you guys were all making fun of people like us, calling us preppers in a pejorative way. Like now you're calling me asking me for fucking fuel and food. Like, I'll give it to you, but I'm going to talk a little shit.
Right.
Because you earned it. There's a lot of easy stuff you could do. Having dry food reserves and water and shit like that. But also, you can buy those thermal recovery blankets, right? The ones you see, like the NASA blanket, some people colloquially call it. You should have 4 or 5 of those at your house, because in the event that you lose all power and water, you can tape those to your fucking windows and then put a blanket up, duct tape that shit around it too, and it'll stay the same temperature in there that it was forever, basically. Yeah. Most windows in Texas aren't those double-walled, like noble gas-filled windows, because they don't need it here for the most part. But when you need it, you need it. This is a lot of stuff that they could have done pretty easily. My apartment complex, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I mean, I guess the maintenance dudes there are good dudes. I don't know why they haven't done it. There's no, like, the entire sidewalk on both sides of the building, and the catwalk, the mezzanines and stuff like that are outdoors. No salt, no sand. Somebody's gonna break their fucking head open, and they're gonna get sued.
They don't. I'm honestly of the, like, I don't know if you could walk into a Home Depot, like, prior to this. Obviously now it's not there if it ever was, but like 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you could walk into a Home Depot here and even find salt.
Maybe not, no, but sand is easy enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
That's what I keep. Well, not here anymore, but when I, lived in places where it snowed a lot, I would use sand.
Yeah.
Salt's not great for anything, really. I think this is number 771, though. Fake Dan, because 770 was the one that, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, whatever.
770 was actually just Ross shit-faced at his own house. I don't know if you guys listened to that one or not, but it was super fucked up.
Oh, no, I didn't get the notification or did it go live, or was it just...
No, it wasn't on YouTube. It was only on audio.
Okay.
What are you guys out there in the world up to today?
Anyone else in Texas getting...
Let's see.
Somewhat fucked?
Jaron Carter. I don't know how to say that word. What did he say? Appreciate you all doing the show anyways. Well, what else am I going to do? I can only jerk off so many times, to be honest. I mean, that's not true. I'll keep going, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, that seems suspect.
I told some woman the other day, I was joking around with her about something or another. She's actually a good friend of mine. Hold on, Jared's FaceTiming me. Talk for a minute.
Yeah. Another fun thing, by the way, about this whole Texas situation, and Austin in particular,
hey, we're on the show.
where it's like, where they're all like, how could this have ever happened?
Oh, hold on. Let me. We'll create a Zoom call and patch you in.
Yeah, you want to just Zoom it?
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
See you in a second.
Oh, nice. Bringing Jared on.
Can you do that, Fake Dan? Thanks.
Sweet.
We're gonna bring Gerard Taylor on live from wherever the fuck he is. Carson Haney. No heat or water for the last 48 hours. Well, if you need heat and water, man, you can just
come on down.
Because we have heat here. The water's been shut off because the cafe downstairs, their pipes burst, but my shit at home is fine.
Carson, where are you from, by the way? Are you a Texan that's like...
Jaron Carter, got it. Yeah, where are you from?
I want to know if you're...
Originally.
Because there's a lot of like Midwesterners and Northeasterners who are transplants here who I'm friends with who are like, this is goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah, it is a little ridiculous. I mean, I understand the fact that the infrastructure for this shit doesn't exist here.
I don't.
But there should be some. I mean, right. with all the trucks around here... what was that? With all the trucks around here, it seems like it would be relatively easy just to put a fucking front end scoop on some of them. Like
right.
That's a real thing. Like a 250 or higher, anything I think it's got to have. It's got to be 4-wheel drive, and I think it has to have like a 2,500-pound towing capacity. It's not that much to put that thing on the front. I don't know how much it would help now, but I know they've done nothing at all to address the roads.
But by the way, this happened. This exact same thing, to a slightly lesser degree, but not that much lesser, happened almost to the day 10 years ago.
Yeah, and then that's one of the things I was posting about the other day. Some dude got up in my DMs about it because he was butthurt because he works in oil and gas. But and I've actually gotten some criticism because I'm of flippancy towards the oil and gas industry and losing jobs with the XL pipeline and shit. When I say I don't really care about that. What I mean is, that is creative destruction. Like, we can't not progress because of that. That's an issue that needs to be dealt with. Like, we have to retrain those people to do something new.
Right.
That's just how it is, man. I know that learn to code thing is kind of like a dick thing to say, but it is kind of reality. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways.
No one's gonna cry for after content is like 50% killed by COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in Hollywood, like
yeah.
nobody's gonna cry for like a bunch of blue collar grips that lose their jobs because they can't fucking do anything anymore.
No, for sure. So it is what it is. I don't know what this is what it is, right? Oil and gas is what it is. We have to start dealing with this shit, like in a way that makes sense. There's no reason for that to be like this.
Yeah. Well,
Carson Henry, shoot me an address and I'll come kick it. It is 1834 East Old Torf. Bam, there you go. We'll be here for a couple of hours. We're going to do a college basketball show after this.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, this is the stuff you got to deal with, man. This is life. Life is fucked up sometimes, and I'm just disappointed, I guess, in how it's being handled. I'm disappointed in not just the lack of infrastructure, but the fact that everybody in the political spectrum right now is just blaming each other for this instead of
fucking race.
And they're not doing a goddamn thing about it. I mean, the governor declared a state of emergency.
Yeah, a couple days prior.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. And a lot of people are like, oh, you fucking talked all that shit and now you're asking for federal help. I mean, that's what the government's there for. And California's energy system as a whole is fucked way beyond what's going on here. But yeah, like you said, one of the things I was bitching about this morning is that there was a federal report, a review done pretty quickly after the fact of that last thing 10 years ago. And it said X, Y, and Z. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. And some dude in oil and gas this morning had the audacity to tell me ERCOT fucking requires everybody to winterize every year. Like, clearly they fucking don't.
Absolutely
motherfucker, because what the fuck? And none of it, if they did it, then they were goddamn incompetent at doing it. So it doesn't matter if they did it or not, man.
The other thing, too, that drives me fucking...
I love nuclear power, by the way.
Well, I don't yeah.
Nuclear and solar is the way to go. Fuck this. Wind takes up too much space.
Right.
The only problem with solar is building the panels and storing the energy is a problem. But that is a problem that will correct itself as Elon Musk grows more and more powerful. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I think all these oil and gas people have to start preparing themselves to become astronauts because the real manual labor like that, the high level danger manual labor is going to convert from fossil fuels to rare earth minerals, and we're going to run out. And we're going to start mining asteroids. Do you think in any way that Virgin Galactic or SpaceX or any of these other companies are about taking us to Mars? Fuck no. They're about mining shit in space, period. They're about making fucking money, and they should be.
What is it?
Like, it's a goddamn business. There's nothing wrong with that, but we need to start preparing ourselves. Like, everybody's like, there's not enough, or somebody else controls the rare earth minerals or whatever. No, there's like fucking rocks floating around in our fucking orbit that we can go mine right now and get all the lithium we could ever use.
Isn't the asteroid belt between Earth and Mars, or is it right outside of Mars?
It's outside of Mars. The Kuiper Belt, you mean? Yeah. So it's that would be, I don't know how much it would take to get that kind of vessel from Earth into space, or how long it would take to build it, or whatever the fuck. But it's about a 9-month trip, right, to Mars.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's every year and a half. Basically, we get new lithium.
And you get a new, like, $1 trillion rock.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. It's not even, this is not a problem. This is a fucking problem waiting for a solution.
Yeah, I was gonna. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. But yeah, like, someone said, I read something like a while ago that was like, if we get a juicy enough asteroid, everyone on Earth is a millionaire.
More or less, yeah. I mean, there's still work to be done though. Like, it has to be mined. So, I think if we were to, if we were to just do like a Kuwaiti style thing where there's a dog barking out there.
Uh-oh.
Like people in Kuwait get, I don't know how much it is now, but I think it used to be $25,000 US a year just for being a Kuwaiti citizen and living there based off their oil revenue.
Right.
So if we have companies, or even if it's the government, I guess it doesn't really matter who it was, because everybody would have so much equity that it'd be very difficult to displace people socially at that point, right? Because everybody's on the same kind of playing field. But there would still be plenty of avenues for creative stuff where you can make your own shit and blah blah blah. But if we just have robots mining goddamn lithium in space or whatever other rare earth minerals we need. What are we doing? Like, why are we even working anymore? Let's just fuck around and do cool shit.
Yeah.
We should all be like, and it underscores, what are you doing there?
I'm getting the link for you.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me and I'll forward it to Jared.
Okay.
Shut up.
Evil Abe Lincoln just asked, who is this nerd that isn't Ross? I'm actually the twink that lives inside of Ross.
Yeah, he's Ross. We cracked Ross like an egg, and this is the piece of shit that came out of it.
Yeah.
Wait, who said that?
Evil Abe Lincoln.
Evil Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Is that why would Abe Lincoln? Wait, what was the Abe Lincoln Hitler hybrid?
It was like
from,
Adolf Linkler.
Yeah, Adolf Linkler or something like that. Yeah. I like that you knew what I was talking about.
From Rick and Morty.
So these lithium batteries are essentially stock. Yeah, I guess in a way, but there's so much of it. The problem is that it's going to be an economic issue, right? So right now, lithium is valuable, and once we are able to just go up there and grab an infinite amount and bring it back down here, it will no longer be valuable. It is basically cold fusion. Cold fusion is something that, one, is impossible so far as we can tell, but it was something that energy companies at large, whether it's nuclear or fossil fuels or anybody else, was very worried about, because if I mean, that makes your product not valuable anymore.
Right.
Oil is still valuable because you can still use it for making shit.
Like plastic or whatever the fuck.
Right, but like if you can snatch lithium out of the sky like that, that whole, like, there's no war in Afghanistan anymore. We don't even pay attention to Venezuela or actually any of South America or any of their bullshit.
Which sounds pretty rad.
Like 2 of the top 5 producers of lithium in the world are in South America. Venezuela is one of them, and they're a problem, right? Because they're a rogue state even by Russia's fucking opinion. You know what I mean? Like, even Russia can't get it.
Right.
their
Like,
hands
if Russia
or arms
thinks
around
you're
it.
a fucking lunatic,
Yeah.
then you're a real fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I don't know what the. Did you email me that stuff?
Trying to get
which email? Let's see.
Trying to get Jared on right now. BT Bates asks, isn't one of the largest lithium deposits where the Mormons got killed a few years ago down in Mexico?
Yes, there's a couple in Mexico. There's some here in the U.S. too. The U.S. has, I think, the 4th largest reserve of lithium in the world, something like that.
We got a nice little piece of real estate.
Yeah, a lot of standoff on both sides.
Yeah.
Pussies to the north and poor people to the south. I mean, it's like nobody's gonna really fuck with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why we've never been invaded. All right.
It's been a minute. Been since about 1815, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, they burned down the goddamn White House.
Well, you know. Dan Holloway fan page. Can we talk about the silver shortage? I don't know what that means. Ivan Huerta wants to know where Papa G is. Where is Papa? Papa G went off into the winter and never came back.
No, he's letting people shower at his place.
Oh. That's nice. Oh, someone says we forgot to talk about this. R.I.P. Rush Limbaugh.
I don't care about Rush Limbaugh, man. Why would I care about him? Yeah, we can. Hang on a sec. We can talk about the division in politics right now, and everybody tries to blame it on each other. The period between 1950 and 1980 or so was probably the least tumultuous.
Oh, hey.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
There we go.
What?
Well, you're here now.
Yeah, no, that works even better.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm at the house.
Oh, why'd you go outside?
Because I got to come out here to plug my phone in.
Oh, is your power out?
Yeah.
You're going to get CO2 poisoning, bro.
He's not.
Fucking chick.
You're not.
All the chickens are attriting, which I'm not opposed.
Not opposed to what?
The chickens, disappearing.
Oh yeah, they're kind of assholes. You
to
didn't
downsize on the chicken population.
Well, my understanding is you downsized on the turkey population over the fall by mostly with a shotgun.
Yeah, the turkey was part of a scientific test.
Well, that's not a word.
For some bird shot and a hungry Mexican restaurant down the street.
So you were doing live. You were doing live tissue training.
Well, the turkey just got super violent and was attacking the kids and other animals and killed a couple of the chickens. So it was time for that turkey to be harvested.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the turkey side up until that last part, to be honest. Because I don't give I think attacking kids is fine. Just leave the fucking other animals out of it.
Right, yeah. Murdering the chicken.
Yeah, he actually broke a pug's leg.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you got to kill that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and then the pug turned around and sued him, and
Oh, shit.
Turkey's lawyer was a crow. It was a mess.
Well, I mean, I heard that Pug was trying to skate in the Winter Games. And
the pug, they found a bunch of Rufalin on the pug. So
Rufalin, by the
it
way,
was
is
one of those-
Rohypnol. It's roofies,
Yeah.
right? So,
I think this entire audience is aware of.
yeah. We've all been roofing.
yeah.
all the time,
So
too.
it was one of those catch-22 situations. The Paw Patrol wanted to arrest the pug for the Rufalin, but
Yeah, I understand.
the turkey had a fiduciary responsibility to keeping that pug's legs normal.
You know what you should have done is just taken that turkey to a cockfight with a straight fucking face and just
Yeah.
dropped it into the ring.
And then have a fucking birth certificate that says "I am a chicken" on the front.
It says chicken just on the birth certificate.
Yeah,
Like,
chicken, and it's a picture of him. It's a Polaroid stapled to a piece of paper, and it just says "chicken" next to it.
it's very similar to that 40-year-old Navy dude that's playing girls basketball right now.
Oh god damn, dude. Did you see we had Zuby on this week?
I didn't.
Yeah, Zuby's that guy that if you guys haven't watched that episode yet, he's that dude, British dude that's a rapper and identified as a woman for a day.
Yeah,
And
not even a day, like an hour.
Oh, for an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he broke the records and stuff, so it's like all the women's
Oh,
deadlift records.
That's really funny.
Then he said, "Don't if you disagree with this, it's what did he say? Like don't be a transphobe."
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever.
bigoted if you disagree with his life choice for that. I don't know, hour, 2 hours.
Makes sense to me.
These chickens are asking for another rake through. They're over on my jet ski right now.
Well, I mean, are they allowed to? Do they have license to operate the jet ski or not?
Yeah, as long as they're cleaning it when they're done.
Well, there's no water there. I guess you could put it in the pool.
Yeah, the pool. There's Canyon Lake, which is fairly close.
Well, I meant like on your property. Speaking of Bernie and Saint Antoine, we only have one more step left for merch before it launches, and that is to select the colors.
Oh
that
yeah,
the
I'm
designs
looking.
are gonna go
We just
on.
got the email
Yeah.
a few minutes ago.
Yeah, so we got the last email. The next thing we're gonna do is tell them which color shirts we want available, and then it'll launch. I mean, it'll probably be able to launch by Monday, I would think.
Yeah, pending all this nonsense. I don't see why not.
Yeah, the one other thing. So one of my recommendations was a hat with the Drinkin Bros, just the mug logo. So this logo right over here on the flag there. But I think it might look better like down in the lower right or lower left. I don't know if you saw those mock-ups yet, but we can talk about that later. And if you guys out there in the universe want to make some recommendations on stuff you would like to see, you should let us know, and we'll try to make that happen.
Did we green light or red light the Let's 69 design?
We haven't had a fucking conversation about that yet, but I'm always for green lighting.
I mean, just a shirt that says Let's 69. I mean, that really just gets straight to the point.
What about 69 question mark?
That's pretty good too.
And then you could just walk up to people and be like,
Eh?
And wait, I mean, technically, that's probably not sexual harassment, right?
No. I was going to say, how many of your kids' soccer games would you wear that T-shirt to?
All of them.
Yeah,
well,
just show
you
up
would
on the
have to
sideline.
get me. You'd have to get me to a kid's soccer game first.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I didn't have kids. I couldn't remember.
No, he's
which-
got two.
Oh, yeah, no,
Three,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, the
technically.
turkey was attacking your kids. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's
am I-
got three
Yeah.
kids, but none of
Yeah.
them play soccer.
Oh, okay.
I don't think any of them. Maybe, I don't know, Lux might. She seems like she's a wild ass motherfucker, man. She might end up in somehow.
No, she's more just got an attitude.
She does. She's probably
She
going to
would-
jail at some point.
Yeah, she would talk shit to soccer players.
Yeah, she could be the head of a football firm. like Green Street Hooligans or some shit.
Yeah.
So she could be
That's more
charged
her
on-
style. Like pulling the strings behind there, getting people to fuck shit up.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, are you trying to get him on the screen over there? Is that what you're doing? Yeah. Okay. I saw you fucking around over there. Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna do some sponsors right quick, and then we'll continue with this fucking shit show. Let's see. What day is it?
17th. Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday the 17th. Oh, we got some good ones. Obviously, Ghostbed. Ghostbed is our fucking chief right now. They have been for a while. You've seen Ghostbed here in the studio. You probably fucked on a Ghostbed, to be honest. They actually sent me an email. Let me pull this up. Make sure I'm getting the most accurate data. They have, as you know, still the 36-month pay-as-you-go plan.
Right.
Which is wild as fuck to me. I've never seen anything
Interest-free?
Interest-free, like no usury on 3 years worth of stuff. Seems kind of crazy, to be honest, but it is what it is, man. Hang on.
And it should be noted, Papa G is currently living on that ghost bed in the studio.
Yeah. I mean, he can take it. Well, no, are they leaving it here for Jack's thing, or are they going to take it out of here? Anyways.
Also, too, a lot of people don't know with that 36-month program, you can extend it voluntarily out to a 79-month program, because if you pay, if you go about 25 days late each time, there's no fee, but then it just extends you out.
That's probably not the best way to go about it.
You just don't even have to pay for.
Yeah. So they're right now they've got a President's Day sale going, and it's 30% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros and use the code Drinkin Bros for 30% off everything on the site. And then also they're continuing for President's Day the 40% off the adjustable base and mattress bundles. So you buy an adjustable base and a mattress together, it's 40% off, and you can do the fucking 36-month pay-as-you-go. There's a 20-year warranty on these things. If you're buying a bed and you're buying anything but this, you're spending too much money and you're getting a product that's not commensurate, in my opinion. At any rate, who's up next here? Next up, we have Raycon. They have a new product coming out. I think it's the E85. And they have one of my only complaints about Raycon is that the microphone wasn't as good as some of the other products because it didn't come out of your ear.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
like all the way back.
completely embedded. Yeah. Now they have one that has a smaller little thing coming out like some of the other earbuds that you see, and it's fucking great. So now they've got all the best shit, and it's about half the price or less, I think, of a fucking of what some of the competitors are, like fucking AirPods, like $6,000 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, all the other ones are like minimum even the Beats are like $200 fucking dollars.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. I mean, these things look dope too. 6 hours of playtime, which is more than AirPods, and with our code, it's 15% off. Go to buyraycon.com/drinkinbros, and you get 15% off your entire order. So if you want to grab a pair and a spare, which is what I always buy 2 of something because I'm a fucking idiot and break them. Or I like to give. That's why I have like 3 different wine club subscriptions, because I'm lazy, but I know that I have to do certain things in life to just get by.
Right.
So I'm
like bring wine to a friend's house when you get invited.
Yes, or give them for gifts and shit like that. It's just easy. So 15% off buyraycon.com/drinkinbros. These things, they're the best. They have the best bass of any in-ear earbud that I've ever used.
What does it? I don't know what that means.
Like for a non-wired,
so
bass.
Wireless. BASS.
BASS.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the best. And if you listen to metal or hip hop or anything really, but especially those 2 things, you want that shit. So go to buyraycon.com/drinkinbros and do that. And who's up next? Oh, it's Roman. Do you want to talk about that, Jared?
ED medication?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got banned from using it.
Oh, by your girlfriend?
No, from them themselves.
Oh shit. Well.
Yeah, they said that what I was getting, they were afraid other people would see different results.
So you were just.
But I was mixing it. I was mixing it with the dog dewormer that I was getting from Costco. The Costco brand dog dewormer, because you get a faster application and it lasts longer.
Oh, okay. I don't think we should be making medical claims about dog dewormer mixed with fucking prescription medicine. No, if you guys all know Roman at this point, right? It's you go online. You don't have to go to some doctor and talk about how your dick doesn't work. You just go online. You answer a few questions. You talk to a doctor through a chat room. So you can have your dick out while you're doing it, to be honest.
I kind of think that the people who founded Roman, the son is like the Jesus of penises that don't work.
Yeah.
Because his dad helped him get boners again. So he kind of like died of shame so that no one else had to. Yeah.
He died for your dick sins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you talk to a healthcare professional after you answer a couple questions. They'll work with you and go through the whole process. You make your purchase, and it'll be there within 48 hours, provided COVID or weather doesn't fuck anything up. Obviously, you can't deal with that. But it's getroman.com/drinkinbros. Edie used to be tough to tackle. Now there's Roman. That's what they say. I agree with that, actually. Just not about Roman alone, but all telemedicine. All this stuff used to be such a pain in the ass. And now it's so easy.
Come on, Charlie.
It's so easy to get this stuff done now. So go to getroman.com/drinkinbros. If approved, by approved meaning you actually need the medication and the doctor approves it, you'll get $15 off your first order. And then you get your dick hard, man.
That had to be a depressing situation circa like 1999 when there was a way to fix your broken penis, but you had to wait like 3 weeks for your doctor to fit you in.
Yeah.
And so you and your wife were just like counting the days, like 13 more days. I go to the doctor, I get the Viagra.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I wonder if they had Instagram, then would they have put one of those countdowns on there? Like, I'm going to fuck my wife in 14 days or whatever. No, you do it now. Jared's disappeared. I don't know where he went.
He got out. He was calling to one of his kids or a dog. I really couldn't tell.
I thought did he say Charlie? Because
yes.
Charlie Classic might be there.
Horses are running around.
Oh, it's one of the horses. Yeah, Jared's just got horses now. For some reason, animals just keep showing up at his house. I don't know if he even buys them.
Yeah, it's to the point. Like it's like this is the second step of like 7 steps where we find out he's an animal hoarder. Like people show up to his house.
No, he gave himself. Look at this stupid face. He gave himself a coli last year because he had wild ass animals inside of his house.
Well, hang on. I think my water main might have just broke. So I'm going to get Jeremy real quick.
Oh shit! All right.
Fucking Christ.
Anyway,
you guys will stay right here.
Yeah, we're not. Where the fuck are we gonna go? Anyways, well, Jared finds out if his entire house is underwater. I got bored this morning. I got a new pasta maker from Philips. Right, it's like $600. But all you do is dump the ingredients in the top.
Yeah.
And you put on one of the attachments, and it spits out the fucking pasta. It's super easy.
Do you even have to mix like the egg and flour, or it just all goes in and it does it all for you?
You pour the flour in and turn the thing on, and then you slowly pour in egg and water, basically, right? Or if it depends on if you're making other stuff. So if you're making like squid ink pasta or something like that, or carrot pasta, I mean, there's all kinds of different stuff. You just pour the liquid in after, and it mixes it together. It's not the best at pushing it forward once it's finished mixing, but so I just reach in there and jam it in the front. But it's super easy, and you had the pasta today. It
was really fucking good.
Yeah,
I'm actually stunned that was homemade pasta.
Yeah, it's good.
That was really fucking
I mean,
good.
look, it's pasta. You cook it 7 to 11 minutes for al dente, right? It depends on the size and shape, but and I had a bunch of elk burgers, and I knew all these dicks over here hadn't eaten hot food in a while, probably.
I would say about half this to 2/3 of the tetherball media staff is just like fucked this week.
Yeah. I mean, Ross's house is fucked up. His entire basement or first floor flooded. So he's probably going to go somewhere else for a while, North Carolina or something, and we'll be doing some remote stuff. But, yeah, you can come on in, guy. Yeah, so anyways, I had a bunch of elk burgers in my freezer. I'm like, you know what I could do is make bolognese because it's super easy to make. So I made that and pasta this morning, and it's pretty good, I think. It's the elk came from the Honest Bison, by the way. They didn't give it to me for free. I bought that shit, but it is good if you're looking for elk meat.
Very tender elk, might I say. I just came in late to the show. Welcome, everyone. Hello, all the audience out there. Thank you, Dan, for the great and amazing lunch you brought us.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I highly recommend it in these trying times in Texas.
Yeah, it took me, I don't know, like an hour to make that. It's not very hard.
How deep are we into this rant right now?
How
much have we shit on the state of Texas yet?
Oh, man.
Well, we're about 40 minutes into the show. We spent the first 20 minutes or so.
But if you have some thoughts, please share.
No. I just want to make sure you guys clearly covered that. Which
well, I mean, look. Texas is obviously incompetent at dealing with weather. You'd probably expect that to be the case. Although
it doesn't make sense.
It makes sense that they would be ill prepared for something, I guess. But that sounds like an excuse. Like we knew this was coming. We've known that there have been more and more erratic weather patterns because of global warming, and you can debate whether it has anything to do with people or not, but you can't debate that the fucking climate is changing. So I don't want to hear it.
Well, even if it wasn't like changing that much, the fucking top third of the state, at least, basically everything north of Georgetown, is the plains.
Yeah.
Like it's not the whole thing's not a desert or anything.
No, it's definitely not. And I mean, even in southern Oklahoma, it snows there all the time. Southern Oklahoma is basically like Kansas City. And the same parallel right there. So.
And southern Oklahoma is an hour north of Dallas.
Yeah.
Like it's people like, oh, it's so fucking hot in July. How could it ever be a winter
Hey,
here?
can you mute Jared over there? Because we're getting a lot of feedback on him. Thanks.
Yeah, people act like it's so hot in July it can't ever be cold here.
Yeah, and it's it is bizarre to me that people are just so that when I hear people say somebody's anti-science, usually they mean that you're anti the science that they believe.
Right.
But this is just anti-science.
Yes.
To not be prepared for winter is anti-science.
And by the way, like, a storm and temperature that the Midwest and Northeast would not blink at.
Oh, he's back. Oh, you back, Jared?
Yeah, the water main is or from pump to well has burst.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. So we're going to Home Depot.
Word. All right. Well,
you guys can just keep talking. I'll just leave you with us.
yeah.
Yeah, because like the view of your cars is great. It's great content.
Yeah.
The what?
He said the view in your car is great content. Yeah, it's just the lack of preparation here is one thing, and the fact that people here are so woefully unprepared to deal with this kind of thing. I mean, it's not. I feel like dealing with cold weather is something that you should just know how to do.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's not fucking rocket surgery. If you got to have water and you got to find some kind of source of heat, and First Nationers or Inuits or Eskimos or whatever the fuck they're called now figured it out with just ice. Like literally just ice, and you can't figure it out with wood and metal, motherfucker. I mean,
Are
come on,
these
man.
wild horses?
No, those are his.
Okay,
They're
checking.
So
they're just kind of wandering around.
my
I just wanted to say wild horses.
Well, they can't drag him away.
ew.
Yeah. Anyways, that's part of it for sure. But it's the Giorgio, everybody immediately starting to talk shit and trying to blame everybody else. All these politicians trying to blame everybody else for this stuff, like Crenshaw and fucking Greg Abbott. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. Like Crenshaw spent, I said this earlier, but Crenshaw and Abbott spent all summer long talking about how fucked up California's energy grid. This is what happens when Democrats are in charge of the energy grid. What happens when you deregulate it and privatize it? Because this is what we're seeing right now, right? I mean, I'm not against privatization of certain things, and I think that government bureaucratic red tape via regulation like that is very harmful in a lot of ways. But we're seeing what happens when you put profit motive into something that should be a fucking a guarantee from the government. You know what I mean? Education. When you turn it into profit motive, people we create a student loan crisis. When you put profit motive into housing, then we have a fucking housing crisis. When you put profit motive into energy, we have rolling blackouts. What the fuck, man? I mean, there's got to be some level. I understand that people want to start businesses and entrepreneurship is very important for this country. But when you're fucking trying to make money off of the suffering of other people, or at least with the possibility of the suffering of other people, then you're a cunt. And it's really that simple.
Pretty much. By the way, there's another just fun thing about Texans and the cold. When my dad went to law school here in San Antonio, several people, and this is still a thing, I saw them warning about it on the news the other day. Several people died because they brought their barbecue pits inside.
Oh, man.
and fucking lit them.
Yeah, that's funny. I saw somebody. Well, it's not funny. I saw someone posting about that on Instagram yesterday. Like, hey, just as a reminder, don't run your generators or your fucking stoves or your outdoor stoves or your car in your garage or any of that stuff inside because you're going to die of carbon monoxide poisoning. That should not have to be said.
No, like
Is there numbers on that so far? Like, I don't want to know them.
I saw a thing after Monday that Austin EMTs responded to 8 noxious gas emergencies.
Okay.
But if they responded, that probably means that those people were okay. I would say if they respond, like, if you die of CO2, you're not calling anybody, right?
No, I mean, dead people don't make a lot of phone calls.
Right, typically.
So far as I know.
Yeah. So I would guess those were probably okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of stupid shit going on right now, and people. I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for people who had the opportunity to prepare and didn't, like in Katrina, for example. I had sympathy for poor people who didn't know any better, but the governor or the mayor of Louisiana or of New Orleans at the time had all these city buses available to get people the fuck out of there, and said, "Nah, we're not doing that." And everybody died. What was his name? God, I can't remember his name.
I just know him as the Chocolate City guy.
Yeah, he's a fucking clown. And people in Tornado Alley who have to rebuild every 2 or 3 years. People in coastal towns, they get hurricaned right up their asshole every couple of years and have to rebuild there. At some point, our responsibility as taxpayers and the part of the social contract has to be you have to do your part as well, guy. And your part is not to continue to build where it's going to get fucked up on a regular basis.
See, but here's the fucked up part about that is it like a tornado or a hurricane? We're talking about 15 degrees and 5 inches of snow.
Yeah.
That's the fucking different. Yeah. Like, it's not an act of God. Like, no, it's a manageable fucking problem.
Yeah, this is super manageable. That's the part that's really irritating about this. People are suffering unnecessarily because people in California suffer unnecessarily because of overreach by the government. People in Texas right now are suffering because the government thought that giving handouts to their buddies and deregulating things would make things, it'll make it better, man. Hell yeah, the free market. Fucking stupid bullshit, man. God damn. After all this shit that happened with the stock market over the last month, if you really still believe in a free market that doesn't need to have bad actors inside of it regulated and policed and arrested sometimes, you're a fucking idiot, frankly. I mean, there's a month worth of proof now in a stock market where most of us have money invested. When I say most of us, I mean anybody with a 401k or anybody that fucking just casually invests in anything, or the fact that market builds a lot of revenue for the country at large. Right? Everybody is basically invested in that somewhere or another, and it is completely and wholly capable of being manipulated by just a couple of people whenever they fucking feel like it. So if you think that this free market idea is something that it can just operate on its own without some kind of regulation, you're out of your fucking mind. That is a asinine, childish belief. And it's going to get somebody fucking hurt at some point. Let's see. Why are people afraid of nuclear? Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island. That's why.
Do you think there's any credibility?
But why don't we just put the nuclear power facilities like on an island somewhere and then run lines under just because the energy itself that comes from nuclear is not going to pollute the ocean or anything. Right. So maybe a couple hundred people die if it blows up. That sucks, but it's better than 3 Mile Island or Chernobyl, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they can't put these things in isolation. Nuclear energy is a good idea.
What do you think of the? I feel like obviously like a lot of people are anti-nuke because like hippies in the 60s and 70s and 80s were like
they associated it with a weapon. Maybe?
Yeah, more or less.
Could be.
I kind of think oil and gas kind of ran campaigns against it too, to be like,
oh yeah, I mean in the same oil and gas has been running campaigns against renewable energy for years. They don't want to lose that nut.
Right.
And how much? Here's what you really have to ask: the people in Texas and Oklahoma and other states, Alaska to a lesser degree, that are mining these fossil fuels, and I guess in the Rust Belt as well, where they're mining a lot of natural gas. They're probably spending a lot of money, time, and effort to box out renewable energy because that's their industry and they don't want to lose it. I understand that. I think it's unethical to do that, but I understand it. how much money is the Middle East spending, and how much Middle Eastern money is going to American politicians to make sure that oil and gas stays a thing here in the United States.
Right. So foreign money, basically.
Yeah, foreign money in general, yeah. That is a big fucking problem. Like all the conservatives want to talk about getting China the fuck. China's buying up all the real estate and blah, blah, blah. Well, China might be buying up all the real estate, but Saudi Arabia bought up all your politicians, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So which one's worse? I don't know.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
AJ Gamble, where's Ross? Was Ross arrested for his one-man donkey show the other night? No, actually, he got an award for that.
Yes.
Nobel Prize in donkey show.
What he got?
That's a thing.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite of an animal cruelty charge. PETA showed up, and we're like, "Fuck, that donkey came about as hard as we've ever seen."
Yeah, you don't see that. You don't hear the good stories about
No.
bestiality. You only hear the bad stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is unfortunate because there's a lot of good that comes out of that. A lot of lonely animals out there that just want a little bit of affection. And look, liberals have been trying to convince us. Well, leftists have been trying to convince us for years that animals have feelings and blah, 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 and all this stuff, and that there's gay animals and stuff. So how do you know that animal isn't gay?
Right.
How do you know that animal didn't want Ross inside of it?
You don't.
There's no way to prove it either way.
We
so.
figured out the other day that dogs have prostates. Presumably a donkey does as well.
Why do you guys keep typing Bubbles? Are you asking when Bubbles is going to be on the show? Because we haven't. They're fucking locked the fuck down up there right now in Canada. Way worse than they are here in the United States. Canada and UK are getting butt fucked by crazy people right now at a rate that you guys have no idea about. I highly recommend looking at the UK just pretty much banned any kind of foreign travel for their citizens. It's a big thing in the UK, for those of you who don't know, that certain period during the year, 4 to 6 weeks, people just fucking leave.
It's like holiday.
Yeah, it's holidays. They just go to fucking random European countries and they come back. That shit shut down this year, which, who cares? Maybe. But it's way worse over there. And with you think things are bad in America with the political correct stuff. It has reached a level in the UK and Canada where people can be arrested for making offensive social media posts. Not threatening, offensive. Right? That's a big fucking problem.
That'd be a fun trial.
Yeah.
That
I'm actually thinking about going to the UK and just starting a fucking Twitter account. And just every single day,
Imagine that being.
I'm going to post a picture of Muhammad every day. Come get it.
Imagine that being what you had to race back to the embassy for.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
I told someone to suck my dick.
Let's see. AI is good sometimes. You do virtual shows all the time. Yeah, we do plenty of virtual shows, but I don't know if he has the infrastructure at his home up there to do it. We had it booked and then it got rescheduled, so I don't know if that's the problem or not. But again, we're only one side of that equation. The other side has to be available as well, and they may be in production as well right now. And when the other part of that is with guests and stuff like that, people want to come on when it's relevant to come on. Not that they don't want to do stuff, but they also want they want to come on when they have something to promote.
Right.
Like that's the peak time for them to do that shit. So you see somebody on a bunch of different shows that you watch. That's why.
Well, like
because
also
they're actually promoting stuff.
sometimes it's just like, well, I don't have anything to fucking talk about. Like if there's nothing going on in their life.
Yeah, it's wild. But he's, I feel like it's hard to imagine Ricky or Julian not living in a trailer park in real life, even. I know those are characters they play.
Right.
But if I saw them in an actual house, it would devastate me.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react to it. Seeing the guy that plays Ricky in the second Boondock Saints movie, right?
Yeah.
He was the guy that was in the safe room or whatever the fuck, and they dragged him out of there. It was horrifying. I didn't like it. I only want him to play that character for the rest of his life.
No, there should really be kind of like, like Disney Channel would have rules with their stars, like you can't do this or that to ruin your Disney image.
Yeah.
There needs to be kind of that for like trailer or anybody really. Like, I don't want to see like Bruce Willis in real life doing some like super like eating kale or something like I need the illusion that they might be able to murder someone in real life or they live in shit in real life.
Bruce Willis does seem like kind of a tough guy. I've heard in real life he's kind of like that as well. a lot of these actors become their character at some point, but he's played the same role in every goddamn movie for so long. I mean, even in Moonlighting. Moonlighting is Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
Moonlighting is the fucking weekend date night, and Die Hard is the fucking day-to-day police job, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just how it is. He's played that same guy forever. It'd be devastating. I mean, even in The Jackal, there was that one person, the guy's house he was using where he was pretending to be gay.
Yeah.
I still didn't believe it. Like, Bruce Willis is a good actor. I'm like, yeah, you're not gay.
Yeah.
I can tell you're not gay. I wish he was, though.
But also, did he even? I forget. Like, did he even act, or was he just like, "Hey, I'm gay"?
He brushed the guy's hair back off of his head one time. I remember that vividly because it made me very uncomfortable. Not gayness in general. Like, if two dudes were here fucking on that bed right now, I wouldn't give a shit. But Bruce Willis getting fucked on that bed would ruin my life. You know what I mean?
Or braiding another man's hair.
Braiding another man's hair? I don't know. I mean, braiding it how? If it was war braids, maybe it'd be cool.
No, like.
But if he was putting like beads and shit in it.
Cornrow style.
Cornrows? I don't know.
That's fine.
That's kind of a barbershop thing, though.
Yeah.
If it was like a French braid, and he put a bow in it at the end, even though that could be like those revolutionary dicks did that shit with their hair back in the day too, with the tri-corner hat.
Yeah.
They had a little braid in the back. I don't know why
They got pretty fancy.
Yeah, it's funny how we think about the founding fathers as all these tough guys, and they wore powdered wigs and makeup, had long hair. Like, it's not that tough, dude. I mean, yeah, it was cold outside and shit.
I mean, you could probably kick the shit out of like 90% of the founding fathers. Like maybe like young Washington might be the only one where you would have problems.
Yeah, I mean, John Adams was a pussy. Hamilton was kind of a tough guy, but he was a loudmouth dum-dum. Jefferson probably had never been in a fight in his life.
He's a fop for sure.
He's definitely a fop. Young George probably, although he wasn't a very great on the ground military commander. Like, he wasn't a great chess piece moving commander.
Like,
he was just rich and had a big army.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know, whatever.
He was a big guy though.
Yeah, he was 6'3" or something like that.
Yeah,
He's a big dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been reading this book off and on recently called First Principles, and there's a lot going on with it, and some stuff I like, some stuff I don't. But one of the things the author talks about is some of the books and works of philosophy and governmental structures that our founding fathers appealed to when they were founding this country. Some of the ideas like John Locke and the French Revolution and shit like that. It was very interesting to see what, Adams and Washington and Jefferson and Franklin were reading to inform their positions, and Thomas, what the fuck's his name?
Paine.
Yeah. What they were reading to kind of inform what they were, kind of structuring there. And it's really interesting. Interesting to hear Martin Luther King Jr. talk about how all these people that heroize him now and have this deep association with cultural Marxism completely missed the point. He never fucking said shit like that. He talked about how I want to make what's in the Constitution true because I believe that shit. Like, he didn't say, let's fucking crush white supremacy and the patriarchy and get rid of Eurocentric fucking Western ideology. He said, this is a really good idea. Let's make sure it applies to everybody.
Yeah. Like,
you know what I mean?
We want in.
And I have a question for the audience. And it's, I guess, a question for everybody. Do you think, and let me finish all this before you respond. Do you think that the Black Panthers and their violent shit made it more or less likely for MLK to be successful in what he was trying to do? And did that contribute to the FBI getting involved and his eventual death? And do you think that the push for civil rights even today is either helped or hindered by the fact that Antifa and BLM are out doing violent shit? And do you think that the conservative cause is helped or hindered by these dum-dums at the Capitol doing violent shit? I think it's an unequivocal, bad thing for everybody. I don't see, now we have the benefit of having lived a long time after the fact. So were the Black Panthers in any way helpful to what MLK and Medgar Evers and all those guys were actually trying to do?
I mean, probably not. Well, there's something like after all that happened, that helped. They were saying this a lot over the summer during the riots. I think somebody got fired from like an Ivy League school for just like suggesting that it helped get Nixon elected.
Well, I'm sure it did.
Right.
But really what helped Nixon get elected, well, first of all, he should have been elected in 1960. I mean, the mob totally stole that election from Richard Nixon, but it doesn't matter. That's a good question. Einstein Tarantino asked what happened to those Green Berets that got captured in Venezuela last summer. I don't know. That's a good fucking question. But they were they were working for they were contractors, right? That were former Green Berets, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, yeah, I wonder about that, because basically what we're talking about, for those of you who had worked in the military or government intelligence or anything like that, we're talking, or just if you're an historian, let's see, setting a bad example, seeing far more reasonable.
They got 20 years from the Venezuelan.
Oh shit!
Government.
So they're in prison then.
If they weren't extradited, which they don't have an extradition treaty.
No, they wouldn't give them back to us unless we gave them something for it. And to be honest, we fuck people over all the time, but it doesn't seem like they were above board down there. It seems like they were up to some weird shit, so who the fuck knows? Sailor Joe says the Panthers helped MLK by setting a bad example. They made him seem far more reasonable. I guess that is possible, but I don't think so, and here's why. And it's more exemplified today with BLM and these other assholes, Antifa. This is it's social insurgency, cultural insurgency, right? So the steps of insurgency are to establish authority and power, first of all, to get your name out there. It's the same in business. There's a book called Traction. It's great. If you're trying to start a small business, go buy the book Traction, read it right now. Anyways, the first thing you got to do is get the ball rolling, get the stone rolling. The idea of traction is once you get that wheel moving forward, it's a lot easier to keep it moving than it is to start it again, right?
Right.
So once the wheel of progress is moving like that, the next thing that you do is you try to bring in patronage, right? So patronage from Roman culture is somebody that was born in the purple. That is somebody that is either royalty or adjacent royalty that has power, like a governor or somebody like that, and you become one of their patrons, which means you get some of their power, you get some of their influence, their military, and in exchange for that, part of your business becomes theirs, right? It's like an investment in a company.
Right.
Excuse me. In a cultural insurgency, the first thing you do after you get that ball moving forward or that wheel moving forward is try to get as many people on board with that idea as possible, right? And get anything out of the way that's going to make other people, like standing in the fucking middle of the highway and shutting down traffic isn't making anybody more sympathetic to your cause. That is fucking stupid behavior to do that. And it's not about making change, it's about making a scene. It's because you're mad, and that's reasonable. It is reasonable, but it won't work. Like I used to get in arguments with my lefty friends in the Bay Area about this all the time. Because at the time, 2012 to 2015, there was this big thing like, don't tell people how to protest. You don't know what it's like. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what to do if you want to fucking win. You
Right.
dumb fuck. Like, people are just not going to respond to that shit. So, I don't know what to say right now. I have this conversation and argument, I guess, with people all the time. Do you want to win? Do you want things to get better? Or do you just want to fucking express your emotions?
Right.
Because you can do that somewhere else. I mean, we don't have time for this shit. But
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is, by the way, if all you want to do is express your emotions, it's probably pretty fair to question your dedication to the cause in the first place.
right. I mean, it's this book that I've been reading. Let me make sure I get the title right. This book that I've been reading, I posted it on my Instagrams the other day. It's called The Coddling of the American Mind. And there's a lot of stupid shit in this book.
Started as an Atlantic article, I believe.
Yeah, it did. Jonathan Haidt and Greg Lukanoff. There's some stupid shit in there. Like, one of the things they talk about is that Trump Charlottesville situation, and they, just like everybody else in the media, paraphrased him and didn't listen to the entire thing apparently because they didn't mention. They're like, yeah, and this shit Trump said was fucked up. I'm like, oh man, he says plenty of stupid shit. That just wasn't one of the times, man. He went on a fucking 4-minute conversation after the fact and explained exactly what the fuck he was talking about, in which he denounced that specific guy, that specific group.
Right.
It happened literally moments after that fucking quote you like to. Anyways, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and it's that one of the guys is an expert in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. It's something that's used. A lot of you out there have probably been through it because it's used for PTSD quite a bit. Several of the things they attack, I guess, in CBT, like bad ideas, like what is it called, catastrophizing, where everything just seems like a catastrophe to you, or making your feelings more important than actual information, stuff like that. Those are signs of post-traumatic stress. Those are signs that people who have social anxiety disorders and things like that have. And in universities now, and even before that, we're teaching people that those are appropriate things to feel, right? We've given an entire generation of people PTSD, basically, by teaching them to victimize themselves all the time. It's a really good book in that way. So if you guys, it's going to be on my book club, probably the 4th book in my book club. So if you want to go ahead and pick it up, it's probably a good idea. Yep. All right. Well, we're going to go get ready for sports.
Yeah.
And we'll be back here soon. If you guys want to jump over to the sports channel, we're going to talk about college basketball and probably some other weird shit.
Yeah. And then I guess what we got coming up from Tetherball Media, what's coming down the pipe for them?
What's coming down the pipe?
Yeah. As far as all the book club, when we're going to start that.
Yeah, we got book club. I think you're still editing the my combat playlist thing.
Oh, that's done. So
it's done.
It just needs to go out.
Yeah, we'll probably put that out sometime this weekend.
Ross Watches the New Guy is ready to go out too. Most of that stuff was supposed to be posted, but with the power outages here over the last few days, it's all ready for you guys. So
yeah, so if you haven't already signed up for Patreon over there, you can. I think for the video, you're going to need the $5 level. For the audio, it's the $1 level. We've had a lot of new signups recently because of this stuff. And yeah, Einstein Tarantino. I'm as the book club progresses, there will be a page. There'll be a landing page on drinkinbros.com/book club that will have it'll have my entire book club list up to that point, and then it'll have the links out to Audible and wherever the fuck else to buy that shit. So it'll be a good time. Anyways, we're gonna jump off here and go reset. We'll see you soon, you sons of bitches.